The MicroVAX 3800 OS installation stream is live. Currently playing Demilitarized Zone by Ethan Mixel. Stews a lot has farted the most with 4 farts. Welcome back to Chloe Raccoon. Hope you brought some taunts for Sir Stews a lot. Welcome Chloe Raccoon. Glad to have you. Hope you enjoy the MicroVAX installations.
In the house, pump it up, get loud, dance until the lights go out, feel the beat, no doubt.
Welcome back, our beloved pet Canadian. Hope you enjoy the MicroVAX 3800 OS installations. Welcome back, RF programmer. Time to dance to Bavarian folk music.
Whispered secrets tide by tide. In Mud's realm we played a part.
Welcome Spies of Mud.
Spies of mystery,
The stream is about
spy of
MicroVAX
hearts.
3800 OS installations. Rock music is playing.
Undercover, beyond compare. In the chat we roam. Spies of mud, finding clues at home.
Ads are happening. Welcome back to MicroVAX. It's Thursday, and we're installing MicroVAX 3800 OS. Rock music is playing. Thanks for enduring those ads.
Nothing, we're done. Hello everybody. I made it. We rounded up those toads, gave them a good whipping, and foodage got fooded. So I'm here just in time. Hello Chloe. Thank you for the resub there. Burps to you too. Carrot House, hello. Who else have we got? There's an RF programmer lurking in the corner over there. And Spies of Mud, hello. And Matt /NX, hello. Here on a Thursday indeed, yes. We're all about to leave. Hey, it's 7 o'clock, that's when I start. I start the actual streaming early to get the adverts out the way, and then I start the stream at 7. That's when I appear. I need to fix Matt /NX, don't I, really? Let's see if I can actually get the bot to pronounce him properly.
Matt in X.
There you go, Matt in X. Hopefully that'll work now. Instead of Matt / in X. Client isn't in the office today, so he said, skip this week. You've got the sack. You admit it, you've been fired. Right.
Welcome back, Majenko Tech. It's Thursday. Chloe Raccoon has farted the most.
I know she has. Started as she means to go on, I notice. Right, yes, VAX OS installations. I have been reconfiguring my network to a certain extent. Most of it's exactly as it was. I've just been going through and sorting out all the IP addresses and what have you for the network, and actually trying to make some sense of them, because they were in an absolute mess. So I've been sorting out my DHCP server and which computers are on which VLAN and assigning IP addresses to them all and getting it all sorted out. To the extent that I now have a spreadsheet, because we all love a spreadsheet, don't we? I cause Shelby to quake in fear due to networking, absolutely, yes. You have some network reconfiguration to deal with. You've got a MicroVAX switch on your desk at the moment. Oh, nice. Parts once gains title. Well, you know what you need to do, don't you, Carrot House? The button is right there in front of you. Just press it. I have...
Canadian Chloe Raccoon has earned the title of most farts with one fart. Rock music is playing.
It is indeed. I have taken a unique ID approach to my IP assignment. Spreadsheet, absolutely, yes. I looked at IPAM and it was too complicated for what I need. I think I've actually still got it even running. Yeah. I looked at IPAM, PHP IPAM, and to Baljam it. Not used out your own chat page, waiting for me to scream like a muppet. You muppet. I played with it, and it's a nice system. I like it for what it is, but it's far too complicated for what I want, and didn't really do the sort of things that I wanted it to do out of the box. I know it's got an API and things you can add whatever you like to it, but it was overkill for my little network. I don't know Netbox, but for what I do, all I need is a spreadsheet. If you think you're a Rolf, everyone else thinks you're Fozzie. Yeah, no, you're animal, definitely animal. You're definitely an animal. A spreadsheet is all I need. So I've taken a unique ID approach where each device on the network has a unique ID number assigned to it, between 1 and 254. You were animal, yes. And that ID forms the IP address, basically. And if a machine is on multiple VLANs or multiple subnets, it has the same last octet of whatever that subnet is. So if we take my computer here, Monster Munch, which is on a number of VLANs, it's on 130.3, its ID is 3, so it's on 133, 132.3, 153. A surprisingly common approach. Good. I'm not that weird then. Also, now this is where it does deviate from common approach. Anything that's on DECnet also has that ID. So I've got DECnet working on modern kernel now. So Monster Munch is on DECnet on address 1.3. So DECnet is starting to fill my network. And almost everything's going on DECnet now. Better than IP, I think. So I've gone through all my devices, sorted them all out, made sure they're all on the right IPs, all in the right... everyone puts their stuff on one, yes. Well, why not? I did think of... Well, you can only go up to 63, can't you, I think, on the first number, and the VLAN that it's mirroring on DECnet is 150. So I couldn't really have 150, so what? I have audio issues, do I? What audio issues do I have? When speaking, what sort of audio issues? Ben, put your clothes back on. I'm pissy when the gate is open. Okay, one moment. Ugh. We shall reboot that. How does that sound? Am I sounding a little better now? Or is it just the same? La 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 la. HECnet still exists as far as I know, yes. Has my static gone? That's better. It's that stupid M audio interface thing again. I rebooted it just before I started the stream. Start the stream, it goes up its own arse. I have to reboot it again. So I have sorted everything out on my network apart from Ivy, because that would mean me actually going into the garage and setting it all up again and plugging it in and whatever, but it's on DHCP, so it's fine. What DNS server do I use? I use HE, Hurricane Electric. Free DNS server. And if it's going to work today. Hello, there we go. Hurricane Electric Internet Services. There's my DNS.
Enjoy the MicroVAX 3800 OS installations. Rock music is playing, specifically Karma Cat Pie Dialer.
There you go. You're not the only one with a master IP table. Absolutely, we all need one now, yes. Did you accidentally stumble into a Tech Tangent stream? Yeah. Well, I'd like to get rid of that M audio interface, but I've got nothing to replace it with at the moment
Rock
yet.
music is playing, and Chloe Raccoon has farted the most.
I'd like to replace my Sapphire, Focusrite Sapphire, with a... What do they call the USB ones? Is it Scarlet or something? They're USB ones, basically. I'd like to replace it with a USB Focusrite. Replace it with a potato masher. Now, Hurricane Electric do loads of wonderful services, and one of theirs is free DNS. You can have it as your master DNS, where you can create all your new records and things, all in a nice little web browser here. You can set it up as a slave DNS to come off your own DNS server. You can do what you like with it, really. And it gives you all your redundancy and everything, all nice for free. So why not just use it? I could host my own, but why when Hurricane is there? Just use it. Or are you asking which resolver I use? I tend to use Google. Or sometimes if I'm feeling spicy, I'll use Quad 9. Right, so the only two things I haven't sorted out are Ivy, which I don't really need to sort out just yet, and Edgar, because it hasn't got OSs on it. But one other thing I need to do as well is install the TCP IP stack on my VMS 7.3 virtual machine called BERT. So that's one job that I need to do at some point. But that's low priority. Top priority is getting an OS or two onto Edgar, which is going to be fun. One slight complication is my virtual machines that I usually work with, Ace, Bert and Carrot, are hosted on Delroy. You host about a dozen zones for work and such like, but Microwave Pizza is at lane change because it's been there since you were at university and it's like $10 a year or something. Fair enough. Maybe you could move it to he.net, but for a tenner, yeah. Absolutely. Why change it for that much? Those are hosted and run on Delroy, but whilst I was just sorting stuff out down in the garage earlier on to try and gain access to a few things that weren't plugged in, Delroy decided to stop working. It does that. It's iffy as Delroy. I'd like to retire Delroy. Twist it slightly wrong and it stops booting. And you have to dismantle it all and poke things around inside and it wakes up again and starts working again. So I'd like to retire Delroy. So my virtual machines are actually running on my NAS up here. So hopefully my strange janky network setup that I've got now to connect here to the garage will allow these virtual machines to operate properly. Fingers crossed they do. I have a Raspberry Pi in the garage now, which is my connection to here until I get my fibre. Which is an interesting setup that I've got at the moment. It's not ideal, but it works. It kind of works. If I come over here, turn on my garage network and turn on the garage USB power supply, and we wait for a few minutes, it boots up. It boots up the Raspberry Pi. Which I've called Bridge. Short for Bridget. Ah, honest. Puts a boot up the Pi. Go on, Bridge. Boot up. There we go. Bridge is booted up. Now, what I have on Bridge when we can eventually log in, I have 3 tunnels running, which are SSH tunnels. Which connect to George, which is my main router and everything, and the bot's brain. 1 per VPN that I want to have going down to the garage. George, of course, has those same tunnels at this end. So I have 3 VPNs going across the Wi-Fi. I then have 3 bridges.
It seems like everyone's network setups are more complicated than Majenko's VAX installation, and that's saying something.
1 bridge per VLAN. I started earlier on calling my DECnet VLAN DN0, so it's sort of stuck with that. I don't want to buy another bridge. So I've got 3 bridges. Each bridge has 1 tunnel linked onto it. I then also have the the tagged incoming Ethernet split out into 3 virtual Ethernet ports, which are then also connected onto the bridges. George has the same arrangement, so data for a VLAN gets split out into an Ethernet port, bridged to a tunnel, through the tunnel, out the other end, back onto the Ethernet and out. It's strange. I didn't go OVS to completely confuse myself, no. I understand tunnels, I understand bridges, I understand VLANs. I'm not taking it any further than that at the moment. So if I do brctl show DN0, the DECnet VLAN 150 has the Ethernet 0's 150 tagged or untagged data and the VLAN, the tunnel 150 as well. So it works. I'm sure it will. I tend to turn STP off because I like my ports to my bridges to come up fast rather than waiting a good 30 seconds or whatever. I know you can speed it up, but it's painful, it's annoying. And I lay my network out in such a way that I don't need spanning tree. So what this now means is that I can go and ping LO2TS3, which is on VLAN 130 and is in the garage, and goes over Wi-Fi, and is transparently over Wi-Fi, over the tunnels, and it works. And it also means that DECnet can get over those tunnels, rather than just having IP. So if I were to go and let's connect to my terminal server. Now, when I perf across that link, I could do. I'd need to boot up my streaming computer down there, though, to do that, and that's not got control from up here yet. Let's connect Alex. That's the DEC Alpha. Then we turn on Alex on the control panel here, and Alex boots up. Eventually. I need to bring Alex back up here and do some more work on her, I think. But I need to put the tape drive back in her. As far as I know, this is a working tape drive now. Just need a tape. And also I've got a fan to go in to replace the noisy one. This actually came out of that rubbish bin computer that I got the other week. Okay, where are we? 29th, isn't it? And it's 1919. So we boot up VMS on Alex. Actually, what I need to do, while Alex is booted up, I need to set up or register the nodes on DECnet so it knows where to go for things. A little script to do that for me. Okay, so Alex is booted up. I bring up another terminal window here, and I go, if I look in etc
It's Thursday.
DECnet conf,
MicroVAX 3800 OS. Campfire by Telecasted is plain.
Alex is in my configuration file here as 127. So if I go DN login for DECnet login, Alex, it should take me to 127. There we go, straight through, instant. Through my strange setup, and it works. It shouldn't, but it does. So whilst I'm here, and this is booted up, let's go dn copy hosts.com to Alex like that, and I've got a password on here that I don't want you to know. So I shall copy that across and clear that. There we go. Then log into Alex. Is it Bumface? No. I'm going to change it actually. I need to change all my root passwords on these things to things that I don't really care about. So set password. Okay. That's my new root password, and I'm going to use it everywhere now. My new password is something very easy to guess. Bumface 1 exclamation mark. Gotta be secure. Right, so I now do @hosts, and it should populate my host database. But it doesn't necessarily work. Oops, wrong OS. It's because I've got some hosts in here already, I think, that are conflicting. Let's go into NCP.
Welcome back, PJB 9,900. 900.
Hey, PJB.
Rock music is playing Duck in the Alley by Track Tribe.
No, I think it did it. I think it was just not... It was complaining that it was not doing something, and it was doing it anyway, I think. Just it was replacing... changing Bert, because Bert was already in there with a different address. Anyway, that's done now. Right. I can shut this one down now. So now it's time to see about booting the installation on Edgar. Okay, that's halted now, so I can turn off Alex. Click. I do like remote power control. We shall disconnect from Alex. Right. Let's connect to Edgar's console. Turn on Edgar. Edgar is powering up. Right, now I need to go on to Carrot. Which is running on my NAS here now, so hopefully this will work. Okay, so now I need to set up remote installation services on here, which is not Riz. It's called... I thought it was Riz. It is Riz, it's just an ETC. Remote installation service. Ultrix is so easy to work with for diskless and remote installation. It's got to be by far the easiest operating system I have ever come across for doing either diskless workstations or remote installation. It's just built in. One command and you can install a whole client. Add client. Client processor's host name is Edgar. The Ethernet address of Edgar is that. Okay. What do I want to install? I want to install Ultrix. Yes. done. It's set up. That's all you have to do. That's if this is going to even work. And then all you do is boot off the network. We shall boot off XQA0. And hopefully, fingers crossed, it will. There it goes. Through the Wi-Fi, through those tunnels, up to my desk here. I don't know why Shelby hates networking so much. Networking is fun. You get to do strange things with tunnels and things. The problem you have with digging out the Titanic to play with is that it doesn't really fit the currently available bench space. Networking is fun. It is fun. I enjoy networking. I've always loved networking. It's always been my favourite, I won't say topic, but favourite pastime. I remember at university, I went, hey Mock, networking is fun until it's not fun. Absolutely. I went to my first networking lecture at university. Spent the lecture fixing the computer on the desk behind me, which was broken.
Back okay, Helix. What music is playing after you buy?
Never went to another lecture.
Farted the most with one fart.
Got 98% in the exam. Networking is just works. Right, we have to do an advanced installation here. Okay, we are going to install onto RA0, the RF71. That is my system disk, yes. You've got a bunch of machines with Mellanox Connectix 4 NICs and a pair of Unify ECS aggregation switches, and they refuse to establish a link with AOC Connects but work fine with DAC. Problem is your DAC cables are only 1 meter and you need at least 1.5. Well, all these fancy 40 gig stuff and whatever, all these QSFPs and things there, they should be 100 gig, 40 gig, whatever. This modern stuff, it should just be all easy to work with, but marketing got involved with it, and now things are, all these SFPs are all programmable and locked down, and you can only use this one with this device because marketing says so, and it's all about licensing, and yeah, it's just a horrible mess now, all this. It shouldn't be like that, but it's all just, yeah, it's messed up by corporations trying to squeeze as much out of you as they can. The installation procedure is now restoring the root file system to partition A of the system disk. That's why you have a magic box, a very expensive magic box, I'm sure it is.
Welcome back to Swarm of Dead Insects. It's Thursday, and we're installing OS on a MicroVAX 3800. Rock music is playing, and Chloe Raccoon has futtered the most.
What's all this then? This is me installing Ultrix onto Edgar, the big Vax. We did manage to start on time, yes. I managed to chase down the toads and get them to bang. And I managed to eat them in time. Okay, root file system installed. That's what I love about Ultrix. There's nothing to set up to do this. You just put in the MAC address, tell it that you, that you want to install, boot off the network, and off it goes. So easy. Nothing to install, nothing to configure, nothing to mess with. No messing around in a DHCP server to try and tell it to TFTP boot off another server, and got to get the right network driver. Stuff rubbish. It's just do it. Okay, doing it. What I love about Ultrix, impossible to finish that sentence in a reasonable way. So, booting up DUA 0. Now, I do like Ultrix. It's quite a nice, clean-ish operating system. It's one of the less offensive old Unices. You used to do the IT for a school. They had 2 sites. They got Telewest to put a fibre between them, 1 gig. Telewest supplied 2 Cisco switches as the endpoints, but as the school hadn't paid for switched, they were provided as 2 SFP ports and 24 1000 base T ports with 22 of them configured as down. Nice. All this NetBoot and ROM and TFTP are just kludges on the inferior x86 indeed. Okay, date and time. I'm putting in that one because it doesn't accept a full 4-digit year. I'll fix that later with some patches. Only the first 8 characters of the password are significant. But I shall keep the same password. Quite often you see fibre links coming into a customer site and terminating as an 8 or 10 port device, of which only one 501 base T port are active. Yeah. Do I want to change the default file system layout? No, I do not. Old school libcrypt, yep. Of course it does. No shadowing here, Matt. Took about 5 seconds to decrypt the entire file with John the Ripper. Why did I say no to choose the default layout? I should have said yes. And G is where it wants to be. You've not looked after any Ultrix boxes. You know some of the other Unixes have their own shadowing mechanisms. Indeed they do, yes. Some use database files and all sorts. But no, Ultrix is pretty basic. It's one of the originals. Before they got paranoid about cracking passwords. Takes a while to make the file system on here. It's only a 400 meg drive, but still, takes a while. There we go. I don't want it on G. I messed this up, didn't I? I think I'm going to have to redo this installation. I've got nothing really on here, have I?
Wait, am I in it?
Let's restart it. Send break. And boot DUA 0. Start again. Let's do it properly this time. Well, I told it no to using the defaults, and then it wanted me to spread it across multiple drives, really. Which I wasn't happy with, so I could have carried on and worked it out, but easier just to reboot and press the right buttons this time. The rice cooker is engaged. When's the wedding?
The ads have begun.
And who's it engaged to? The rice cooker's engaged to the waffle iron. It's going to be a waffly nice wedding. Actually, I'm going to do a basic installation. I can't be bothered with the advanced. I'll sort out the disks later. The idea of doing an advanced installation is that you get to modify the kernel source configuration file. And modify it like we did the other day to access all the other drives. But I don't need to access them at the moment during installation. So I shall sort it out afterwards. And we'll just do a basic installation now. Oh, hello. Okay. I guess it's all buggered up, isn't it? It just dumped
Thanks for
itself.
enduring those ads. It's rough, I know.
Let's start completely from scratch. Boot off the network again. The partial installation I'd done had broken the installation media, or the root file system. So we'll start again from scratch. Rice cooker is engaged to the coffee machine. Both pretty electromechanical devices, no transistors in any of them yet. You cherish them both dearly for that exact reason, yes. Fart again from scratch. Better than scratch again from fart. Okay. This time we do it better. I'm worried that the Ethernet card is running in DEQNA lock mode. It's like an ultra compatible mode. I think I need to turn the lock mode off at some point. Might get a bit more throughput for it then. Anyway, we'll do a basic installation this time, rather than an advanced one. Scratching a file sounds like a bad idea. Yeah. We're installing to RA0. Yes. All your basic belong to us. Making the root file system. Yes, it's an easy change. Just one little dip switch on there to flick. Trouble is, it's in the garage. It's cold in the garage. It's cold and dark. I might do that tomorrow or something. Go down and flick that switch. Come on. Is there an equivalent to Riz on VMS, Ben? I know I can easily set up on a cluster, and I will be doing that. But is there a way you can sort of do this kind of remote installation easily? Got to head off a potential buffer overflow before you start work on dinner. Don't worry, I'll ask you later. It's not important. You go and sort out your buffer overflow before you end up having a core dump.
It seems like Ultrix boxes and potential buffer overflows are more exciting than dinner plans tonight, so Stews-a-Lot is clearly having more fun than I am.
Booting off the hard drive. Hey, Lewisoft. Everybody gangster until your program gets a 6 sig V. Yep.
Welcome back, Lewisoft 10. It's Thursday, and we're installing MicroVAX 3800 OS. Flex by Jeremy Blake is playing.
Cool kids, what are those? They're the ones that you've left outside in the snow. Right, this should just go straight through and install now, with all the defaults. I'll just use that default time. Greenwich, yes. Western Europe. Now, this is where it crashed last time. because it was half installed. Slash user is on partition G, good. And eventually we'll have slash user installed, or formatted anyway. I hope you flushed your pipe afterwards, Ben. Rotated your logs. Another computer terms that sound vaguely toilety. Yeah, what I was wondering, Ben, is there something like Riz for VMS? I know I could set it up on a cluster, boot it on the cluster, and then do a backup, or use backup to restore the disk images onto the disk or something manually. Possibly, which is kind of what I'm going to be doing, but is there actually an official way of doing it, of remote installing, other than fudging it yourself? Do I want to install Ultrix workstation software? I think that's X Windows and things, isn't it? I'm going to install it anyway, whether I need it or not, because I might be doing remote X Windows or something on here. You don't think so, at least not that you know of off the top of your head. Mop boots as a satellite node would have been your first guess. No, don't worry about it, Ben. It's not important. I was just curious if you knew of anything offhand. The way I'm going to do VMS, I think, is boot it as a cluster member, the satellite node. Then do a stabackit onto the third drive. And copy the basic OS installation backup files off the CD through the network onto that third drive. Boot off the third drive and then restore from there. That's probably the way I'm probably going to do it. But that comes after doing Ultrix. Right, deck windows for OSF or X11 deck windows. I want X11 deck windows for this, I think. Though I won't actually be running it on here, but I might do it remotely, just for fun. If you can call it fun.
Who's nicked me fucking batteries?
Not me. No batteries here, mate. Oh, we've lost your spuds. Desperately trying not to make some other innuendos now about losing your spuds. Removes the bot's potato brain, yes. There you go, Ben. Have a bot brain. Hey Tyler. What skin is this? I mean the desktop environment. It's Windows 98. Well, it's
Welcome back.
KDE.
Currently playing Light Expanse by Unicorn Heads. Chloe Raccoon has farted the most with 2 farts.
KDE with a Windows 98 theme on it. What are we installing where? We are installing Ultrix 4.5 or Ultrix 32 4.5 onto Edgar, my MicroVAX 3800, the big beast. That's churning away in the garage. And then we're doing it all remotely through the network. Because it's cold down there and it's warm up here. So I'm doing it up here. And not only is it through the network, it's through a convoluted route through the network. It must be loving the cold weather. Oh, it's shrugs it off. I have Edgar is connected onto a coaxial segment of network, which then goes into a 10 megabit hub, which is then connected up to my gigabit switch, which then goes through to a Raspberry Pi, to then have multiple parallel tunnels going through the Wi-Fi to my main router, which is also the bot's brain, to then go through the gigabit switch up here into my NAS, where the virtual installation server is running from. So it's not exactly a direct connection, but it works. Surprisingly. I'm surprised it works, but it does work. And all that because it's cold out. Cold and wet and miserable. So I'm staying in up here. At the moment we're on Wi-Fi between the garage and here, yes. Eventually it will be fibre, but at the moment we're on Wi-Fi. And it's working. It's not ideal, but it's working. As it says on the screen, it's working. Installing the base operating system. I need Unify gear that can mesh. I need something that can transparently pass tagged VLANs, which most Wi-Fi can't. Hence the tunnels, which are untagging and then passing individual VLANs across and then retagging them at the other end. I need a 25-meter fibre. Actually, it's near once we've gone around all the corners and everything, nearer 35-40 meters. So I'll probably get 50-meter length. Yeah, I was looking at, I think they were Unify, point-to-point bridges for basically passing Ethernet over Wi-Fi. I'll probably get 50-meter length and then I'll have a coil at one end of spare. Yeah, the other problem with that though, Tyler, is these things cost money. And I have Raspberry Pis aplenty in the box next to me. So, and since it's just a stopgap until I get the fibre, I'm not spending any money on it. This is a solution that works for the time being until I get the fibre. The Pi box, well, it's more than Pis. It's just loads of microcontroller boards and single board computers and what have you. So, how can you lose your spuds, Ben? Well, actually, no. I can perfectly understand how you can lose your spuds. In that kitchen of yours, I can understand how you can lose your spuds. They're hiding behind the Tic Tacs. That's what it is. Look behind the Tic Tacs. Either that or in the M&S bag. Back of the card. You leave them in the card. You leave them in the shopping basket in the shop. You ate 2 of the 4 last week with the leftover chilli. So where on earth did you put the other 2? They're in your sock drawer. You were using them the other night to impress the girls. I wonder if I can find an old Cisco switch that can have coax modules. I've got 2 Netgear switches in place running and configured ready to go that have SFP module slots. That's what the socks are for. Well, if socks weren't good enough. Hello, life's faded. Socks weren't big enough and bulky enough for him. I've got a pair of GS724T 24 port gigabit switches with the...
Welcome back, Life's Faded. It's Thursday, and we're installing MicroVAX 3800 OS. Light Expanse by Unicorn Heads is playing.
Both the SFP ports are currently configured as an aggregated 2 gig port. Using LACP. So I just need to plug in fibre into those.
Please be patient.
And it'll just work. So I have used these already just with copper between them, but that involves trailing copper around the place, which is not great. So just so I can offer more than one old device a full 10 meg of the old coax, yeah. It's more than just the one device down there, and some of them are on 100 megs. There is actually a couple down there on gigabit. So yeah. One of them is my backup server, which is not currently running. I need to go and poke it. But I'd like to retire that one and put my backup drives into my secondary streaming computer. Which is the main reason why I want fibre, so that I can shove all my data across there for backup. So. Good luck finding 10 base 2 SFP module, yeah, right.
Thanks for enduring those ads. It's rough even for a potato brain.
I want to use your old net builder with a couple of appropriate MAUs, yeah. It's a Hot Rocks. Ooh, time to get my other microphone out. This is working, yeah.
Welcome, Hot Rocks Girl. Enjoy the MicroVAX 3800 OS installations.
It starts with a few pebbles rolling down the valley, followed by rocks and dirt until a veritable river of debris pours past. As the flow slows, a majestic tower all aglow with magic eldritch and bright, all aglow with magics eldritch and bright, rises from the cauldron of chaos that so recently passed by. The ponderous gates of the tower swing open, and out marches an honour guard of yaks and goats, all in shining armour and with bright, sharp, pointy weapons. Out steps an Alison in magnificent robes. Okay, work's done. Party time. Hello, Alison.
And back to me, other mic. Hey, Darkstar. A MicroVAX, you had one of those too. Sadly, gave it away a few years ago. Oh, you're running VMS. Well, this will also be running VMS. It's got 3 drives in it. got 3 drives in it, so one will be Ultrix, one will be VMS, and one will be I don't know what yet. So are you allowed to hate the bot's new voice? Yes, you are. That's why it's there. The HDDs are slow from this era, yes, they certainly are. Maybe you get a megabit, megabit per second out of them, or megabyte per second. 10 meg, but you get about the same speed out of the hard drives that you get out of the network on this. So. You've got your new motherboard for your DL830, excellent. The right cache module is bugged too. Oh dear, that's a shame. You found SimH? Oh, absolutely. And this is installing from SimH. This is SimH in the background here, which is my virtual installation server and network booting server and general tinkering thing. But you can't beat real hardware. Okay, so the DSSI drives in this box, chugga 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 chugga. Yeah, they go chugga chugga quite happily. Cheaper to run too, indeed, yes. Yeah, the VAX doesn't get powered up very often, and not for long either. Whereas the SimH one runs 24/7. Or pretty much 24/7. Even managed to recover the original hard drive configuration, so it's working, but with reduced logical drive capacity. Oh dear. Yeah, no need to fiddle around with SCSI drives or anything like that. Yeah, just boot and go. MiniVAX is more power efficient than the large one, yeah. Well, anything is, isn't it? Without the cache, it only supports 2 logical drives. Oh. Still less power efficient than something modern, yeah, absolutely. But more fun than something modern. Modern computers are just junk. They're horrible, modern computers. Give me an old one any day. Yeah, retro computing is not about optimizing for power efficiency. It's all about having fun with old hardware. Could a Raspberry Pi Zero hide and host a SimH instance? Zero, not so sure. Yeah, but not very well. You're better off running it on a Pi 4, I think, to get any real speed out of it, because you've got to think about networking. I mean, Pi Zero's got Wi-Fi, hasn't it? I think. I've got one here actually. Yeah, I've got Wi-Fi, but no Ethernet. You want Ethernet really, so you're better off with a proper Pi. 02, yeah. But you still have no Ethernet, only Wi-Fi. You really want real Ethernet on it for it to be more like the real thing. Still fun writing programs for retro hardware, absolutely, yes. One batch of Dell servers your client has are a tad annoying. You have to remove the CPU and heatsink in order to access the RAM. What? That's just idiotic, but that's Dell for you, isn't it? Pi 0 to run as a BBC Tube second processor. So the Pi has to act as an ARM. It has to emulate an ARM. It is an ARM, yes. Got a Power over Ethernet and USB hub hat for your Pi 0. Nice. That would do it nicely then, yeah. I mean, I've run all my SimH instances together on a Banana Pi, which is like a Pi 4 equivalent, and it barely broke a sweat. So no problem doing that sort of thing on any kind of Pi, really. CPU is bonded to the heatsink, a bit like a Deck Alpha then, it's bolted to the heatsink. The Pi 5 brings NVMe support, so no more blasted SD cards, yeah. True, true. I need to get a Pi 5 sometime, just to play with. Got every generation up to the Pi 5. Haven't got the 5 yet. My kind of piety. Also getting kind of pricey. That's one of the reasons why I got a Banana Pi M5. That and the fact that it's got all USB 3 and doesn't keep crashing and breaking and what have you. Have they actually managed to finally fix the power problems on the Pi 5 yet? The weak power supply that Pis have usually had. Have they actually fixed that on the Pi 5 now? Or is it still crap? Pi 5 got rid of that issue by using Type-C power delivery. Fair enough. Because the power supplies on all the previous Pis have all been junk. I'd usually modify all mine to fix the power supply so it doesn't keep browning out all the time. Pi 4 hasn't got a decent setup. It still suffers from the same problem that all of them have suffered up to there, of undervoltage all the time, unless you have power supply connected about an inch away from the Pi, unless you modify the Pi, in which case it fixes it. Official suppliers have to overvoltage it, yeah. You can use an ordinary supply with just an ordinary cable if you just add one capacitor. And it solves the problem. I haven't, no. Hard kernel Odroid boards, no. I've only used Raspberry boards and the Banana Pi. That's the only ones I've used. And the Banana Pi, even though support for it is abysmal compared to the Raspberry Pi, is by far a better board. I've got a friend that swears by the orange pies. He loves the orange pies. I don't know what they're doing these days, the orange ones. Deck Windows is installed. On top of the tea bags, okay. In packaging designed to look like a paper bag rather than the blue cellophane you were looking for. Fair enough. £8:15, going to be a late dinner. Maybe you just don't bother. Get a takeaway? Pizza? Who votes for pizza? I vote for pizza. Deck Windows fonts. You had chicken salad. I bet you had to chase the chicken around the yard first, didn't you, down around your way? You don't vote for pizza on the grounds that you don't have 20 quid to spare, fair enough. Hey, thanks for the follow, Darkstar. If you're not going to go for pizza, then make dinner.
Welcome
Can't have you
to
going
episode
hungry.
1337.
Hope you enjoyed the VAX installations.
Installing over 10 meg via Wi-Fi is not the fastest thing in the world. Cheese on toast is boring. You don't have a microwave, do you? So you can't just nuke a potato. Microwaves are good for that, or at least half nuking it before you put it in the oven to crisp it off. Nothing sucks like a Vax. Absolutely.
Seems like everyone's either plotting to eradicate x86 or having elaborate dinner dramas. So stews a lot. I feel your pain about the tea bags.
Tea bags? The tea bags weren't to blame. An old ad for a vacuum cleaner, yep. Which unfortunately makes trying to find old deck hardware on places like Facebook Marketplace almost impossible, because if you search for Vax, you get vacuum cleaners. All you get is vacuum cleaners. Vax wet and dry, Vax carpet cleaner, Vax this, that and the other. And no deck hardware. It's a pain. We've got a Vax floor steamer thing, steam mop. Oh, they're still very much a thing in the UK, Vax. But Dyson are gradually taking over their market for vacuum cleaners. Shark are trying but failing. Dyson suck too, yeah. Except the Dysons that blow. Some Dysons blow. We've nearly finished doing the 75 DPI fonts, then it'll be on to the 100 DPI fonts. Way, hey, making progress. Oh no, we're not going past 75. I'll have to install those manually afterwards. System configuration procedure. This is where it gets really slow now. DC-10 was a great ride, yes. Working. Compiling a custom kernel now. This is going to take forever doing this. Not as long as it takes on the VAX Station 2000 though. That takes a good few hours to run. It's just link. It's linking-ish. Still takes forever. I think some bits are actually compiled, but majority of it is just linked. Yes, but it does take a long time to do it.
Add self started.
Chloe returns. And Balgem at backspaces. Needed to supervise an emergency download, just like Ben did. Don't forget to rotate your logs and flush your pipes. While this is happening, I need to install the TCP stack on...
Thanks for enduring those ads. It's rough, I know.
on Bert. Oh, I haven't done this one yet, have I? Oh. There we go. Right. Have I got? Is it DOA1? Yes. Okay, I should have on here, there it is. TCP/IP VAX 051 needs to be installed. Oops. And it's a PCSI, so I can't remember how to do PCSIs. It's not. I'm used to using backup files. Ben, remind me what the program is for installing PCSIs. I thought it was package, but it's not. product, that's it. It's a bit quicker than doing this on a real Vax. We may not get around to installing VMS on Edgar tonight because it's taking so long to do Ultrix. You're omeletted up! Yum! Feeling nice and eggy now, are you? Global page table is full. Okay. What I need is pop onto Ace. Sort out the password on here while I'm here. Okay. Mod params dot that. And global pages 30,000 is what we need. Unix Pro 1970, hello, thank you for the follow. I think that's the only one we need, isn't it?
Welcome Unix Pro 1970.
Glad to have you.
Okay, let's do an autogen on here then. That's no way to greet our new members, Chloe. Salmon and mashed raccoon comfort food, yum. Hello, Unix Pro. We're installing Ultrix, whilst I'm also installing TCP/IP on VMS on a virtual machine there. Ultrix is being installed on a MicroVAX 3800, which is down in the garage, churning away. I'd rather be greeted with a fart than the bot. Well, yeah, wouldn't we all, I suppose? There's nothing worse than the bot, really. If we have time tonight, we'll install VMS on here as well. Cheerio, Darkstar. Nice to see you. Hope to see you again soon. I should be streaming tomorrow evening late, 9 o'clock GMT-ish, and occasionally over the weekend, but Monday is my next main streaming night, if you want to swing by then. It's good to see you. Always good to see new faces. Okay, that's rebooted. So, mount /over equals ID DUA1. ZDef TCP IP VAX 051.kit. Product install star, yes. Let's try this again then. Oh, hello. We've linked the kernel onto the device special file creation. Chugga, 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 chugga. Yep. Taking its time. I should set up a microphone near the hard drives on this so you can hear them chuntering away. Oh, there we go. Installed. The basics are installed. Get a bit of VAX 3800 ASMR. I think we should certainly get some recordings for Swarm to make some music out of. You don't want to go and get a yogurt, but it needs eating. It means going down to the kitchen. But if you wait long enough, the yogurt will become sentient and come up to meet you.
So shout out power with the crew who boot the dice down your two from floppy disk to a warm CIT. Welcome PC Magas Tech History.
Welcome back, PC Margas. It's rock music time, courtesy of how this Chloe raccoon has farted the most with 3 farts.
Your DSL is down, PC. That's not good. Possibly your router's gone, maybe. Good job you got 4G bonding, though. That's a lifesaver. Is this going to finish shutting down or not? There we go. Boot the UA0. Just the DSL part of it's gone, yeah. It may be your ISP's DSL signal is not there. It may not be your end, it may be their end. Had a client on a farm with ADSL where every time there was a thunderstorm it would fry the DSL. Ouch. .4G with an impressively long throw. Whew. That's a long throw. Okay, configure TCP/IP. Oh, I need to install licenses, don't I? Okay, domain. Interfaces. DHCP. Enable. QE0. Swarm streaking. Ugh. Cover yourself up, man. Cover yourself up. Routing. Bind. Yes, bind server name. Time zone. Doesn't care about, obviously. Okay, client components. Oh, hello, this is booted up. We are in. Okay, I just want to quickly finish this. FTP client, enable. NFS client, enable. RxEC RSH, enable. Our login, enable. SMTP, enable. Telnet, enable. Okay, and servers, we want finger, gotta have a good finger. FTP we want. NFS. I could bond 4G with DSL. Is it feasible through a GRE tunnel? Ooh, good question. I mean, normally you'd use a pair of bond interfaces on a server at each end of the links. So you'd need a service where you can have two unique connections going through different routes, really. It's tricky to set up bonding like that. Our login is already enabled. Talent's enabled. I think everything's enabled there that I need enabled. And 6 startup. Instack pages is 6, must be at least 12. Okay. It needs to be at least 12. So we'll go for 14, give it a couple of extras. Okay, get that going. The tricky part is getting 2 links to it and keeping them unique. Adding tunnels of some form, GRE or whatever, can assist in keeping those two data streams separate. Okay, so I need extra software on here now. Let's go on to, oops, wrong one, onto Carrot, my virtual machine. Okay, I have mounted CD-ROM. That's where the source stuff is. And it is exported. Good. So I can go mount carrot :/CD-ROM/CD-ROM. Let's make CD-ROM first. That'll probably help. Okay. Here is the installation stuff.
Ads are playing.
Blech, ads. Swarm. Right, so I need to install more stuff. And I can't remember the name of the command. It's cell something, isn't it, I think? Not select. Set LD, that's it. Hey, thanks for the gifted sub, Chloe.
Nice gifting, Chloe Raccoon.
Set LD minus I should list what is available on here. And what needs installing.
Thanks for enduring those ads.
Also fart, yes. Right, so these are the packages that I can install. A few of them are currently installed, but a lot of them I want to install. Let's have a look. Communication utilities, we shall install that. And to install it's -D, is it? No, D is delete. L, load. Set LD -L Alt-Com 450. Set LD -D dot D dot -L Alt-Com 450. No. Sorry, it's set LD -L dot Alt-Com 450. Bit cryptic about how to do it. Actually, I think I can just do set LD -L dot and it'll list the things that are available to install and ask me which ones I want. Thinking about it. I think there's also a way that I can do it without having it mounted on NFS and do it through the network using MOP, possibly. Specifying the remote device name to use. But that's complicated. It's there as NFS, I'll just use it. Mop, I got messy indeed. I got excited. Right, so that should have rebooted itself now there. What is it? It's not TCP/IP startup. I thought it was just a TCP/IP dollar startup. Evidently not. Let's go into here and go 6 to start it up. I used to have a GRE tunnel from an ISP providing me with a /29 IP block to my old flat, which was fun. It was all fun and games until I wanted to transfer a packet that was bigger than 425 bytes or something, when the MTU was just messed up.
It seems like everyone's bonding over tech problems, and UPS jokes a truly retro experience.
Does this give me a menu if I do set ld-l dot and don't specify what to install? I can't remember if it does. Having MTU problems is like Network 101 indeed, yes. And this was like, when would it have been? 25, 30 years ago now? Around the turn of the millennium it was anyway. I think I was running on I was running on a single permanently connected ISDN channel, 64 kilobits. Virgin Media Business still provides 29 over GRE. Oh, good lord. Yes, I was getting it over a single ISDN channel, dialed up to Demon, I think it was. Because we didn't have ASDL at that time, not in our village. No, that doesn't do what I wanted it to. This hasn't got the right IP address. Well, it's got a valid IP address, but it's not the one that it should have. Using 9 IPs to get 5 usable. Yeah, nice. What was the command I ran just now? I can't remember. The one up here. Just -I, no dot. Wait for the 29 and cable modem gets the 9th on its own, yeah. Okay, so what's next to install on here? I think I can do multiple packages at once. So, what do I want? Let's make a list. I want reference pages. I want programmers reference pages. We'll have mop. Pascal we want. Programming utilities. Better have printer support. Have RPC in there as well. Let's have Scamp. UCP we want. VAX C definitely. Additional deck Windows applications. We'll have the 100 DPI fonts. Deck Windows mail application definitely. Deck Windows system management tools. Okay. Set LD -L dot that lot. Hopefully it'll do them all. Virgin Media is your provider of last resort, yes. Pascal, your first high-level programming language, my second. Basic was my first, Pascal was my second. I learned it at college. Did all my programming in Pascal back then. Also had to learn assembly language, which was easy. 8086 assembly language on an 80286. Ooh, fancy powerful computer that was. You've got a copy of Basic and Pascal in parallel somewhere on your bookshelf. Ooh, nice. Oh, we need to add that one first. Document processing, i.e. NR off. It first was a Greek translation of Pascal named simply Glossa. Ah. And a bit of PHP and later C. Now making a living through PHP, fair enough. Pascal at school and first year at uni. At uni it was COBOL for me. Ugh. Horrible language. Hey, very nice. I remember Lisp and Prolog. I was always fascinated by Prologue. I did tinker with it a bit. In fact, I've got... Prologue book. I did tinker with it a bit. Programming for tomorrow! But I could never really come up with any useful use for it. It's a fascinating concept, but yeah, weird. Weird language. Okay, we can rerun that one now and it should work now. Spock the language, yes. Entirely logical to a fault. Don't need a language going through Ponfar, no. Get a bit angry, are you? At least it doesn't try and hump your leg. Okay, did that just do the same thing? Oh, is it doing... It's buffered and cached, isn't it? It's actually running this one now. It's ran that one twice somehow. Buffered and cached sounds like a solicitor's. Indeed it does. Okay. We're installing Altman 450. Are we going to install all the others on this command line or not? Not. We shall find out shortly if it does Alt Man Pgm 450 followed by Alt Mop. Don't mare at us, Ben. Have you done something with your potatoes yet? Or are you just having a big grump? That pie is going to be very much in the that'll do in a pinch mould. You don't mouldy pie. That's not good for you, mouldy pie. The potatoes were hiding in the tea bags. Either not enough potato or too much filling for the small pie dish. Ah, never mind. You'll enjoy it anyway. Better than mouldy old dough, yeah.
Champion!
With 69 bits, a swarm of dead insects says,
Potatoes and tomatoes and cheese cheer 69.
Thank you for the bits, Swarm. What's the bottleneck in this installer? Everything. It's a slow CPU, slow hard drives, slow network, slow Wi-Fi, so it's just slow everywhere. It's a 10 megabit network that it's installing through. It's slow hard drives that are DSSI. I could put iPerf on the bridge, couldn't I? It's a Pi 4. No, it's not. It's Pi. Is it Pi? No, Pi 3, I think. Or is it 4? Which one? No, this is the. This is a 3, I think. Three plus, I think, actually. Yeah. That gives away. Don't buy $150 laptops with Celeron processors. Yeah.
The ads have begun. Please ignore them.
Oh, is it not running? It should be running. It's not running. It is now. Okay, this is just the Wi-Fi. That's the straight Wi-Fi. 8 megabits per second on average. So it's not very quick, the Wi-Fi here. If I go to 130, that should be going through a tunnel. And it's about the same. So yeah. It's all about a meg. Well, it's all around about 10 meg. 10 meg to the hard drives, 10 meg on the network segment where the machine is connected, and 10 meg over the bridge. It's not fast at all. But that's 10 meg whilst it's installing, so some of the bandwidth will be taken up by that, so it's actually slightly higher than that.
3800 OS installations continue. Bring it back by silent.
10 meg to the hard drive plus seeking latency, yeah, it's not the fastest in the world. To have a better Wi-Fi card to give the poor Pi, not offhand, I did have, but it broke. It was in the back of a computer and it got knocked. But it's fine. I say the actual connection to the computer is only 10 meg. Because it's only a 10 meg network card in the computer. So it's never, even if I make the Pi go faster, it's not going to speed anything up. The connection is actually bouncing through multiple repeaters. It goes from here, goes down to a Wi-Fi extender at this end of the garage, and then the Pi connects to the Wi-Fi extender. So the distance that the Pi actually has to talk is only the length of the garage. So it's open air, it's open space, no obstructions. So it's a perfectly good signal for it. So it's a duplex LC plug into me. Ouch. Ouch. So it does the job. So increasing the speed of the Wi-Fi isn't going to increase this at all because the bottleneck is at the computer, basically. It's got to be multi-mode. This is going to have to be single. Well, you're all wrong. This is installing all of the packages on the command line. That was a question I was going to ask somebody in the know. I was browsing Amazon for SFPs, And all the multi-mode ones are like 10 meg. 10 gig, sorry. Whereas this is only a 1 gig switch. Would it work? You don't recall having ventured an opinion. Well, Chloe and Matt were both wrong. So if I stick a 10 gig SF, those are SFP plus. I thought they probably would be, yeah. So they won't work. So I've got to find a 1 gig. Are there 1 gig multi-mode, or will I have to go single mode? FS.com has cheap SFPs. Several whole pounds usually. So I can get multi-mode 1 gig SFP. Or would I have to go single mode SFP? Since they're only about a gig anyway. I've got no problems going single mode. Since it's only going to be a gig anyway, so. Every other device is fighting over that 15 meg connection. There is no other devices. How long is my run? We're looking at probably a 50-meter length of fibre. So either will work on it. Multi-mode is fine for that if we can get 1 gig SFP multi-mode, which I hope we can. I know multi-mode can go Netgear. GS724T. Yeah, single mode is for long distance, yeah. Multi-mode can go a couple of 100 meters, can't it? Like 300 meters or something. £7 for Netgear 1000 base SX SFP duplex multi-mode fibre optical transceiver module. Excellent, so I'd want 4 of those. And then 250 meter lengths of multi-mode cable, duplex cable. These ones being duplex, you have the same ones at each end, don't you? You don't have to have different ones at each end, and you just swap the cable over, isn't it? Thought so. I assumed that was the case. So 4 of those, 2 lengths of fibre, and I'd be sorted. Just need some multi-mode armoured cable now, or armoured. Yeah. Multi-mode armoured fibre. Outdoor rated for UV protection. Still quite like the look of that one on Amazon. Quite cheap and reasonable. Awesome appropriate conduit. Yeah, not really an option. Outdoor rated for her pleasure. 1 gig single mode bidirectional. Could well be 10 kilometres. Might be longer. Save that for later. That is bookmarked. Once I've got enough spare cash, I shall... bookmarked as I'm not Ben, yeah. Once I've got enough spare cash, I shall invest in fibre. Bookmarks are for things you need to find later, tabs are for things you haven't looked at yet. Your tabs are like YouTube, Ben. There is more information and more videos there, more stuff there than there is time for any human to watch them. You've got more open tabs than you have time to look at. You may currently have more tabs open than Ben. That would take some doing, but also I would assume that you're not doing it on a 5-year-old Mac, or 10-year-old Mac, or whatever it is, that struggles at the best of times. You've got an RSS client, yeah, fair enough. Throw stuff into Link Warden, yeah. An M1 Pro, yee, nice. An iPad with a keyboard. An M1 with no Pro. You wanted to throw a brick at the Beeb earlier due to the story about Santander closing branches. They closed our branch a while ago. That was the only reason I moved to Santander, was because we still had a local branch, and then they closed the bloody thing. Bar stewards. Apparently closing the branch in Scunthorpe, South Humberside. South Humberside. Humberside hasn't existed for 30 years. Oh, fair enough. There's a pseudo-accidental purchase, but it worked out very well when you started streaming. I don't think the 2019 Air you were using before would cope. No, probably wouldn't. Chrome won't print when there aren't enough FDs available, oh dear. And automod/Twitch tried to Scunthorpe syndrome you. We're on to Deck Windows 100 DPI fonts now, yay! TARDIS is also a lovely travel machine, yeah, but you still don't want one, fair enough. I wouldn't say no to a TARDIS. Think of all the vaxes I could fit into it. Off to sleep, PC. I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us. Have a good sleep. Pseudo-accidental because you got a text from your brother one Sunday morning. I was buying myself some discounted Disney World gift vouchers to buy a new MacBook when my mother-in-law distracted me and I accidentally clicked the buy button twice. Can't get a refund. Fancy buying the second lot off me at cost? Fair enough. Oh, we can't install Mail without installing that one first. Fair enough. Chrome is eating all your FDs. Is it because of the tabs? No, it's because it's Chrome. Chrome is a resource hog. Give it some resources, it will take them all and some more. Chrome expects to be the only thing running on the computer. Yeah, and then rat on you, yeah. And send all your personal details to Google. Of course it needs 3000 open FDs and 25 gigs of RAM.
It seems like everyone's got a story about accidental purchases and questionable tech decisions lately. Maybe Mejenko should start a support group for things I regret buying online.
No, that's a good support group to set up. Ramina's using more RAM than Chrome. Have you actually got an active RDP session open? You have, that's probably why. Caching lots of imagery and data. He's been a right grumpy bastard today, is our Ben. Somebody needs to cheer him up. We have nearly finished installing stuff from this directory. We've then got the unsupported directory and some patches and things to install. I've got to dig out the Y2K patches as well. Because it still thinks it's 1993. T, also bad. First T in front of bad. Bad. Bad, 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 bad. Ben plus bad equals happy. Get the yoghurt and make a pint of tea. What, with the yoghurt? That'd be an interesting flavoured tea. Strawberry yogurt flavoured tea. Definitely you have strawberry. It's the default. Oh, we need to add that one before we can install that one. Oh, stuff installing that one. I don't need it. Pico ID is getting to the release stage. Oh, nice. Right. I need to go into unsupported. Then I want set LD minus I dot. Rancid yak butter goes in D. Indeed it does. Oh, just minus I, no dot. Nope, that's wrong. Set LD minus D dot. Set LD
That's
minus D
starting.
dot minus I. No. Oh yeah, minus I, inquire. Index. No. Yeah, it should be set LD minus D dot minus I. Set LD minus D that minus I? No, it's not I, is it? It's... Yeah, it is just minus I. Why is it trying to add that? List all subsets.
Thanks for enduring those ads. It's Thursday, and the MicroVAX 3800 OS installation stream is underway.
Currently playing a Valley Blast by Freedom Trail Studio.
Term tools. I think those are the ones I want. Shells. Okay.
MicroVAX.
There you go.
$3,800.
There we go. Much better.
Majenko Tech installing MicroVAX 3800 OS.
It's Thursday.
That's what we do on a Thursday, is it? That's a better response anyway. MicroVAX 3800. You foresee a 600 meg download in your future. You need to get a user able to view DWGs without AutoCAD tomorrow. Inkscape? think Inkscape can do DWG. Don't know how well it can do it, but I think it can do it. Not surprised about the large download given all those parts. That happened earlier. Pie is hot and also somewhat sloppy. That's okay, it's tasty. The best pies are sloppy. We like a nice sloppy pie. There's another download. Right, we're on to the home stretch here now. I'm going to need to set myself up a user so that I can log in remotely. Down to LibreCAD or Autodesk TrueView, which is the 600 meg lump. Have you tried Inkscape? It might work. It's DXFs that can do, not DWGs. DXFs. I knew you could do something AutoCAD, and it's DXF, not DWG. So no, don't bother trying Inkscape because it'll fail. I need to set myself up a user on this, and then I'm going to call this installation a night. Then I think I shall quickly set it up on the VMS cluster, so network boot on VMS. But I don't think I'm going to do all the installation and things on that tonight because it's going to take too long. Just see if we can get it booting on VMS. So Ultrix installation of Nearly Wales, yes. That is the night it shall be called. Because then once we can get it booting on VAX VMS, we can then look at doing the installation possibly tomorrow night after Shelby. It shouldn't take that long to do. Okay. There are a bunch of installation kits on one of the drives in there. I wonder if the base system was amongst them. Wouldn't surprise me. But the third drive is going to have the base installation system on there soon. All these installation kits are easily available online. They're all over the place. No shortage of installation media. Okay, can I log in as me? Yes, I can. Get the right password. There we go. Not a bass installation, it's a basic rhythm installation. You have yogurt, yay! Well, it's not exactly difficult to do the copy, Ben. Let's see if I can telnet in. I can. Let's get the password right. We're in. I'll also need to sort out installing my license on there at some point as well. But that is happy. Come on. Thank you. Halt! Okay, so that installation is done. Okay, so I need to get onto Carrot. And back into Riz, and I need to remove this client. Edgar. Remove Edgar, yes. So that will no longer try and boot it. And this is Ace, which is the server I want. So now I'm in. It's not difficult to do the copy dangerous words for someone streaming it, yes. It should be that one there. / over equals ID, DUA3. Yeah. And VMS, that one there. That's the main one. Not very big, 48k blocks. Not huge. Okay. Cluster config. No. Hang on. Set def sys $login. Then it's cluster config. Add a node to the cluster. This is Edgar. Node address is 126. Satellite, yes. Ace is not set up as a boot server. It should be. Enable Ace as a disk server. Enable Ace as a boot server. Do an auto gen. I'm out, in, out, and now word. Cha-ching! Make it more squash. You make squash every day, don't you? You drink so many gallons of it. Made them on Monday, before then was last Friday, so a couple of days, a weekend's worth. Now, did Ace... Is Ace rebooting properly? Possibly not. That's loading. It's loading. It takes a little while to boot. Don't tell any of your beer drinking buddies, but this 0% Kronenberg was on deep discount in Tesco's yesterday and isn't dreadful, huh? Come on, Ace. A reboot sometimes doesn't work properly with SimH, I find, but that has worked. Okay. We're back in Ace, so cluster config. Did it add? It didn't. Okay, so add a node. Edgar 1.26. Yes, it will be a satellite. We don't want workstation software. No, it won't be a disk server, and its Ethernet address is that. And it wants it in its own weird format, doesn't it? So let's just stick it in there. Put dashes in instead of colons. There we go. Files 12. What the hell is a Files 12? It's Files 11, but better. Okay, Edgar has been configured to join the cluster. Let's see if we can get Edgar to boot. And boot XQA0. Let's see if it'll work. I have found that VMS booting on the network from SimH can be iffy. Mainly, I think, because SimH is too fast. It doesn't always work. Starts going and then says sod off. We shall see if it works. This is looking good. This is working, yeah. set up Zoe as a boot server. That is a possibility. Yeah. That is certainly a possibility. But this seems to have worked. I think actually having it over the Wi-Fi and slow as buggery in its communication actually makes it work better for this. There we go. That's the bit that often fails, is sending VAX cluster membership, because the server responds too quickly for it to receive the response. It's not ready for the response by the time the response has arrived. I wouldn't know, Ben. I would not know. And the fix to get around it is usually to actually throttle the CPU on SimH to about 10% its normal speed.
That's a happening.
But I think the slow network has actually worked in our favour here. Takes a little while to do the first boot. It's got to do all sorts of fun things during its first boot, and then it reboots and tries again as it builds the root file system and things, and does auto gen and things. Last panel of 3.
Thanks for enduring those ads. It's appreciated.
Welcome there. Click anywhere on the titmouse to begin. Well done. Now please click elsewhere on the titmouse. Oopsie daisy, you made him cross. Must have clicked too hard. Are you joking now? Right click on the titmouse. This is your password. Right clicking on the titmouse is my password. The boys will never guess. Click. Superb. You are now computing. Open any application to begin computing in a more specific fashion, or simply continue to compute as you were. The choice is yours. The future is now. How do I open applications? Maybe by turning one of these dials. General computing, word processing, spreadsheets, correspondence, sums, secondary mode. Internet on, off. What? Considering the internet and nuisance to this end, we've installed a lock so that the decision to leave the real world behind and venture into a land of codswallop and hastily documented buggery is anything but a thoughtless one. To send for your internet key, please post 2 forms of identification and £25 to the address shown on the box. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yes. Quite a prescient comic indeed. Autogen is running. Gen params phase is beginning. Fine British computing, yes. Well, we've got 1/4 of an hour for this network booting to finish. Contupering!
coming to get you,
Mutts Bunny and Raiders, hello!
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a child.
They're coming for you. Look!
They're coming for me.
One of them now.
There's one of them now. Hello, Mutts Bunny and co. Welcome to my silly stream.
Welcome back, Mutts Bunny. It's Thursday, and Chloe Raccoon has farted the most with 5 farts.
We are installing operating systems on a MicroVAX 3800. We've installed Ultrix, which is the main target for today, and we are currently doing a network boot of VAX VMS on it from a virtual machine. And it takes forever because it's slow networking. Because I have 3 hard drives in it.
It's Thursday. We're installing MicroVAX 3800 OS. Rock music is playing.
Yes, we know that bot, yes. I've got 3 hard drives in it. The first hard drive now has Ultrix 4.5 installed on it and running and happy. The second hard drive is going to have VMS installed on it, which is what we're working on now. And the third hard drive is Profit. The third hard drive is going to be used for the installation of VMS, but I'm not sure what I'm going to use it for ultimately, the third hard drive. Each drive is about 400 megabytes in size. They're huge hard drives. Third hard drive is for hastily documented buggery. No, we need more than 400 gig for that. Kiddo collection time. Go and collect your kiddos then. Oh wow, Swarm! Thanks for the gifted subs there. 5 of them. Thank you so much.
It seems like the chat is experiencing a delightful mix of OS installations, potential beer-related revelations, and Chloe Raccoon's ongoing squash production. A truly balanced
Sorry, 400 meg I meant, not gig. Gig is the automatic size these days in my brain. That's 400 meg.
Swarm of dead insects. Thank you.
There's about 1.2 gig in the whole machine. 400 meg per drive. Hype lane level 2, train level 2 already from that. Thank you so much, Swarm.
Welcome back, Created. It's Thursday, and we're installing OS on a MicroVAX 3800.
The bot's going to be going non-stop now for the next 5 minutes. Stupid bot. Remember when you thought we'd never be able to fill all that space? Absolutely, Blue Puppy Azzy. Azzy. Yes, 400 meg was huge. I remember my first hard drive on my Amiga was 80 meg, and that was big. I didn't know what I was going to do with it, so I installed Linux on it. Creator's been forced out of lurk mode. Hello, Created. 5 meg Winchester on your BBC. Nice. Well, these are 400 meg DSSI drives, which are unique to DEC. It's like the forerunner of SCSI. Ooh, onto the Gen Files phase now. We're screaming through this. Calm down, Ben. Calm down. Winchester, haven't heard that in a long time. Not since watching Shaun of the Dead. Name of the pub. Try telnetting into the drive controller. Set host / DSSI. Ooh. That sounds intriguing. That sounds very intriguing. We'll be booting soon. We may try it, see what it does. Yeah, we're into the reboot phase now. Well, I can't have you having all the fun with this machine, Ben. Pie got eaten. Yummy pie. My pie. My pie. Okay, rebooting. Ben is recharged and ready to rumble. Hype train's nearly finished. There we go, hype train finally over. He does like to rumble, yes. Okay, come on, let's have our boot up. BMS startup begun. 10 minutes left. Will we boot up before the end of that 10 minutes? I bloody well hope so. Given how much extra junk it was running on boot originally, should be fine. Yeah. Through a slow network though, don't forget. No licenses on this node, is there? I need to sort out licensing. It's a mess at the moment. Quite probably, Ben. There was an awful lot of rubbish on there. We're nearly there. Yay! We are in. No license, of course. Yet. Right, so set host /DSSI. What does this do? Nothing. Hey, G-Pen! Is it Friday yet? Almost. Very nearly. Apparently you're still getting an annual maintenance payment from MFI for one of those products still until worryingly recently. Oh dear. Nearly Friday. A couple more hours and it'll be Friday. Or here anyway.
Hope you enjoyed the MicroVAX 30 800 OS installations. Rock music is playing courtesy of Dan Labovitz.
Format the third hard drive. DUP and or HSC. Okay. I'm not going to read that because I don't want to know what it does yet until I see it for myself. So set host /DUP /HSC node 0 invalid IO channel. Okay. That's using DSSI on these. No, not liking that. The system must be halted for these commands. You don't do it from within VMS, you do it from the console. So let's shut it down. Oh, it's too late now, it's shutting down. I don't know what the port controller number is. Illegal address. I also work in VMS if FY driver is loaded. It didn't like it up here anyway. Because it doesn't know what a DSSI is, so I think that needs a newer version of VMS to use that.
Please ignore.
Because it was for Open VMS. And this isn't Open VMS, this is VAX VMS, which is predates Open VMS. Open VMS is from 6 onwards. This is VAX VMS, which is 5. So I don't think it existed with a DSSI command in this version. Did I re-init DUA0 and a DUA2 or DIA2? Please ignore the bot, always good advice, yes. Well, boot up again, doesn't take that long. We'll overrun by a few minutes, I don't care.
Thanks for enduring those ads. It's Thursday, and Hot Heat by Topher Moa and Alex Lena is playing.
Kenworth, hello! Welcome to the channel. We are installing VMS now, or we're booting VMS anyway, on a MicroVAX 3800 big beast. Well, big by my standards anyway. The biggest computer I own, the heaviest computer I own. Can only just lift it off the floor. Vax 1, Majenko's back 0, yes. No, it hasn't put my back out yet. But it is considerably heavier even than the PDP-11 that's down here next to me. I need to remember how to do a stabacket now. Almost booted. Startup process continuing. Right, stabacket will be the next thing to do, but I just want to have one more go with this. Global page table is full, of course it is. Okay, so it was run sysgen, connect the driver, let's exit that, show UQ SSP, no such parameter. No such keyword. Can't show UQSSP. UQSSP doesn't exist as a parameter to set host because we're on a KFQSA here, so it should be that, but neither of those work. So that must be a 6+. B4. Show UQSSP command does not exist. Normally, right at the beginning of these documents, it tells you what VMS version it's for. Look at trademarks. Open VMS. If it's got the Open VMS trademark, then it must be 6+, because that trademark didn't exist for version 5, because it was just VAX VMS. It was only when they hit 6 and they ported it to the alpha that they went to open. Show UQSSP, which is probably going to crash, is it? No, it's not. And that just shows you the devices. So controller 0. But there is no UQSSP flag or option or anything. Unrecognized qualifier, UQSSP. DSSI isn't there. None of these commands are there, Ben. They don't exist in 5. Set host / DSSI / bus : 0. Unrecognized qualifier DSSI. Not there. You need 6. No, the OS has to interpret it. This should be mounting the third drive. Device is not in configuration or not available. That might be because of the command that I ran just now. F you, driver, F you completely. This may well be because I broke out and ran this command, which may have mullered it. So I may need to reboot again. But it's 10:10 now, so time to shut down and finish. We shall continue with this tomorrow night after Shelby's stream to install VMS, I hope. Or at least to get the installation files across. We've only got an hour after all. Shutdown complete. Okay. We shall disconnect from there. Log out of that. We shall turn off Edgar. We shall turn off the bridge. We shall turn off the network. Everything is off in the garage now. The garage has now gone blissfully silent. First time all evening. Right. Log out of that VM. Close that off. That I need to keep open. That's my buttons.
Who's nicked me fucking batteries?
The most important question, do you reinstall your server from scratch, or do you make do with the current install with an only partially working hard drive subsystem? Well, I assume that you've got backups of everything. It's either that or buy a new cache, isn't it? And that's not going to be cheap. That is a big question. Do you spend the time and energy rebuilding it all from scratch? Or do you go out and buy a new cache module? I don't know. I'm not sure which to recommend. Depends how rich you're feeling. You've got a new cache module on order. Right. Can you live with your current setup until then? Oh, 15. That's not bad then. 15 quid. And that'll get you back to where you were before it all went tits up, yeah? I'd say just live with it as it is until you get your cache module and go back to how you were before it all went belly up. Don't waste the energy on something you don't really need to do. Unless you would gain some major benefit by doing it. Wondering about a new install of the OS. What's the OS you've got on there? Windows Server 2003 R2. Not worth the effort. Once you reinstall it, you'll have to reconfigure it all to your liking again. And that's a lot of effort. I'd say leave it as is. It does what you want and doesn't have the nasty later dose, yeah. Leave it as is. There's a lot of effort doing a reinstall of Windows Server stuff. Now, if it was Linux, I'd say wipe it off and install Arch, but that's just me. In fact, Windows Server, wipe it off, install Arch. Release notes for 5.5 mention the set host uqssp command. Okay. Takes a couple of hours to do a full reinstall, which is a couple of hours you could spend doing something more productive. Most useful command on Windows, fdisk, yeah. that's saying to do it at the console prompt, not in the 5.5. Yeah, for MicroVAX and VAX server, enter the show device command at the console prompt to display that. Then enter the command to put you into the params system. Now you can use show set commands to examine and change values of the device. So that's all done from the console. So it's not in 5.5. This is just telling you about how to do it on that system in order to get around a problem that may occur with 5.5 or with version 5. Fancy RAID controllers, peh. Who needs RAID controllers these days? It's all done in software. ZFS for the win. That's what I say. So we should be able to do it from the console. I'm going to give it one more try. One more try, Ben. From the console. Turn on the network. Boot the bridge. Give it a few moments to boot.
It seems like everyone's having a discussion about reinstalling operating systems. Hopefully, it doesn't get too fragmented.
ZFS for the win for your RAM suppliers bank account. Yeah, this is true. Is search working? I don't know. Since I've rejigged my network, it may have broken. It should be. Yeah, be fine. Although the search isn't great at the moment.
Computer, cease program.
It may not have the title for that one yet, because it may not have indexed and OCR'd and what have you of it. And that might be too much to search for. Just remember, it's running on the bot's brain, so it may not be fast, especially if the bot's thinking at the time. Right. To the terminal server, if it will. It may not, it may, the bridges may not have come up properly. It doesn't if I shut it down and bring it back up again straight away, because it doesn't clean up properly. Okay. Unclean terminal server. This should bring the tunnels up. There we go. Into my Lantronix terminal server, which, incidentally, used to be owned by the BBC and was used as part of the operations of BBC Radio 2. Which is where it got its name, LO2TS3. Terminal server number 3 in London. Okay, con local Edgar. Without the bracket. And we turn Edgar on.
Ads have started. Please ignore. Elevators Need Rock 2 by Spence is still playing.
So it's set host slash DUP slash UQSSP slash disk 0 params. We're in. That one works. Those are the parameters that we can set. I have no clue what any of them are. We can see that it's PCB version 5,
Thanks for enduring those ads.
running an RF71.
January 29th.
I don't know what anything here means. Firmware revision 3, hardware revision 5. This is the thoroughly bugger it up screen, yep. I'm getting out of there while I can. Right, turning off again. We are done. I am finishing. Log out of that. Okay. Direct instead of params gets you a directory listing of the other available utilities for future reference. I'll play with that next time then. We'll play with that tomorrow, possibly. But I do want to get the installation files copied over to it tomorrow. And that may take a while. And then install VMS directly on it. Right, but until now I am done. So, where's my bot control panel gone? There it is. Bampan, hello, thank you for the follow. You are welcome, Ben. You are welcome, Flask. Everybody, you're all welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed yourselves anyway. Right.
Welcome, Bampan. Glad to have you. Rock music is playing.
Let's run the outro. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. Installing operating systems on the MicroVAX 3800. It's slow, it took a long time, but we got one on there. And we've got the second one, network booting, ready.
A force to be reckoned with.
Indeed it is. So tomorrow evening we are going to continue with installing VMS. Hopefully we'll get it to the stage where it'll boot itself instead of network booting. And then we can start having some real fun with it. Yeah, okay. Right, so thank you very much for joining me. Tomorrow evening, Ben should be streaming from 6 PM GMT. Be sure to join him, our very own Baljemet. Don't know what he's doing. Something fun, no doubt. Tape drive. It'll be tape drive. He'll be futzing with his tape drive, I think. Then it'll be Shelby until about 9 PM, at which time I should be taking over and doing a bit more of this. Don't know what the order will be over the weekend, but it's usually me and Ben after Shelby on Saturday, Sunday. Might be looking at Sun CD-ROM with a view to putting the tape drive in it. Yeah, fair enough. And then I shall be back on Monday for another full-length stream. So I hope you'll join me then. But until then, if I don't see you before, have a good weekend and don't get too sober. And I'll see you Monday.
Okay, here's an outro message incorporating all the details you provided. Alright everyone, that's going to wrap it up for today's MicroVAX adventures. Huge thanks to everyone who tuned in and participated. A massive shout out to Blue Puppy as he Kenmorph04, Unix Bro 1970, Darkstar Weapon 1337, Go Gadget 1360, Lewisoft 10, PC Margers, Albert Pet Canadian, Majenko Tech, Jeepin 247, RF Programmer, Moke Helix Created, Spies, of Mud, Martin X, Tyler Hoot, Life's Faded, Chloe Raccoon, Flask, Mutz Bunny, Sir Stews a Lot, PJB 9950, and a swarm of dead insects for the awesome chat. Special thanks to a swarm of dead insects for the generous 5 subscriptions. And a big thank you to Chloe Raccoon for her subscription too. We also have new followers, Darkstar 1337, Unix Bro 1970, and Bampan. Welcome to the channel. Mutz Bunny raided with 8 viewers. Thanks for joining us. A round of applause for our subscribers: Chloe Raccoon, Martin X Created, Crumpin Third, Kenmorph04, TMPPA, and Steve Finlayson. And finally, a special mention to Chloe Raccoon for being the undisputed champion of farts today with a whopping 6. Thanks also to Stream Elements for keeping things running smoothly. See you next time.
Why do you think, Ben? Because he runs on pure vomit. I think we need to create our own custom voice for the bot. The software is easily available. We could always feed it all the Duke 3D voice samples and see what it comes up with.
You guys suck.
Welcome to the 24th century.
We'd like him to be able to finish a sentence, Hot Rocks.